Hi, I'm Kelley Holmes here with PrintingNews.com, and we have the pleasure of talking with Tom Wittenberg, the marketing manager from Sign and Graphic Solutions for Hewlett-Packard this morning at GraphExpo. Thanks for joining me, Tom.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm so glad to see you again. We just were in Las Vegas,
Vegas
last week
Correct.
at SGIA, so it's been a busy month for us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're right.
So,
it's good to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Tell us a little bit about what HP is doing at the show.
On the large format side, I'll talk about the booth first. In the booth, we've got our latex technology in the form of the Latex 3500, HP Latex 3500 printer. And then we also have our page-wide technology with the page-wide Excel 8000. So both of those are on display and encouraging people to come by for a demo.
Awesome.
And then we also have a display over in the house that Print built. And that's a bit of a different display. We've got two different types of technology in there. We've got our flatbed Cytex technology on one wall, and then we have latex on the other wall. And on the Cytex wall, we have some very unique things. We've got actually a stereo speaker that's been printed that you can actually run through the printer, and it goes on your wall, and it's actually designed to look like artwork, operates on a Bluetooth, and music comes out of your stereos, out of your artwork.
Okay, let me see if I get this straight. So you put the speaker on the wall, the cover of the piece is printed.
Correct.
And so it actually looks like a piece of art, but it's really a speaker.
Correct.
Wow, that's
Correct.
really
It's,
cool.
Only maybe 2 inches deep. So you would never know until you turn on your iPod or whatever and music starts coming out.
Tom, I have to have one of those for my house.
They're very cool, actually. We also have a printed door with it's a flaming guitar, and at past shows we've had a lot of interest in that. But we did meet one of our customers who's actually made a business out of doing that, and printing doors and selling them to his corporate accounts. And then the last thing is a 4x8 piece of plywood, more along the lines of artwork. And then for the latex side, we have a lot of decor. So you've got wall covering, you've got window blinds, you've got curtains, and you've got upholstery. And the curtains and upholstery are really new applications that we've just gone into. They're all done with latex technology and heat fixation. It's really nice from the standpoint that now you don't need to get into dye sublimation. You can still continue to use your latex printer, and this is just another extension of applications for it.
And so these are a lot of the new opportunities that we're seeing in the printing industry.
Correct.
So instead of just your typical ink on paper, we're looking at textiles and
right.
Any ceramics or what types of things?
I would say, if you look at things like ceramics, tiles can be printed. And that's more with a flatbed technology.
Okay.
So we're seeing some of that for interior decoration. Trying to think of other new things that this is not so much decoration, but asphalt materials. So you have asphalt art, and that can also go into the signage market. So you start looking around at new and different things. We even printed phone chargers. And ran phone chargers through the flatbeds.
Okay, which goes into the ad specialties side of the business
Correct.
a little bit. Okay.
Correct. So there's a lot of different and unique things you can do.
And so your participation in the house that Print built is, I believe that wasn't that a graphic arts show company
Correct.
organized
Exactly.
event?
Yeah.
Okay, that's incredible.
That's
so I think everyone should pay attention to what's happening in the house that Print built,
There's
because that's really the future of our business.
Very good displays. We have competitive displays that are really very nice. So I encourage people to come by and take a look.
Awesome. So this GraphExpo was really a general commercial printing trade show. Do you see that there are any other trends that are happening in the large format side that commercial printers should pay attention to, or do you have any advice for commercial printers in that respect?
A few things. The trends that we're seeing are that technology is advancing. Greater speed, greater quality, greater productivity. So, you know, I'll say it's coming faster at this point, but in some cases the improvements are incremental, not large steps. So if you've invested in pieces of equipment, especially with HP, you know, we're there and we can help you take that next step up.
Okay.
Whether it's simple upgrades or even a new piece of equipment. The other thing, another trend is that there are starting to be consolidations. We're seeing it in the packaging industry where large companies that are typically printing with large analog presses are not actually buying digital equipment themselves, but they're buying companies, the smaller companies that have bought the digital equipment. So they're bringing it in that way. The last area would be in the sign and display market. There's a consolidation now starting to happen in that market, and it's just been within the last maybe 1 to 2 years that we've really started to see some of the major corporations buy up. Taylor Corporation being one of them that has bought companies such as Standard Register. So a lot happening in that area. And then probably the third trend is away from the solvent and the eco-solvent printing into alternative technologies. We're lucky with the latex, we've been a recipient of that, and we've seen our latex business grow rather significantly over the past year.
Awesome. So you're seeing a lot of investment on the latex
Correct.
side. Okay.
So those are some of the trends for the commercial printers. Yeah, if I were to give them advice, I would say if you're just getting into this business, go to your existing customers, find out how you can get into large format with them.
Because that's a different conversation.
It is.
You know, when you've always sold ink on paper products,
Right.
you know, that you have to take the conversation into a different area that they may not be familiar talking to you about.
The other thing too is that the language in large format is very different than what you would normally have in, say, the offset world. You're not talking sheets per hour. Now all of a sudden you're into square feet per hour. And your productivity and utilization calculations are different. So it's a different dynamic all the way around. But if you do decide to get into it, figure out what is the application that you want to do. Do you want to do banners? Do you want to do backlits? You know, what is your primary target? And then go after the technology that best suits that.
Okay.
You know, we've seen people come and say, well, you know, a friend of mine said I should buy X. And you say, well, if you're going to run this application, that's not going to work as well as maybe this technology. Or another thing would be if you were looking to go into banners as a primary market, can you do double-sided banners with the equipment? You know?
Okay.
So, you know, take a look and figure out exactly where you want to go. It's very easy to get distracted too, because once you get into it, it's very cool and you get excited with the new applications that you see, and we got to do that, we got to do that. You know, stay focused. And then the last thing that I would say is understand your technology, understand the inks, read your MSDSs, because there is an impact on the environment, there is an impact on employees' health with some of the technologies. So, you know, word to the wise, with healthcare costs going up, you know, be informed, do your homework.
Awesome. Well, it's so nice to see you here at Graph Expo.
Well, thank you for
Thank you for participating in the show. I mean, HP is a big sponsor of this event, and
it's always a good show.
Good.
So,
good.
Looking forward to seeing what our outcome is this year and how things go.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate
Yeah, thank
it.
you very much.